This was a shot from a horror drama feature that takes place in one apartment over the course of 3 consecutive years of New Year's parties. And in this scene, these two characters who are in a relationship have gone off to a bedroom and end up having an argument. Except, twist, spoiler alert, but the character, the guy on the right, he is actually possessed by the ghost of somebody who died the previous year during the party. And the woman on the left does not know. She thinks this is still her boyfriend, but he's not who she thinks he is. And so for this scene, I wanted to set it up so that it would feel intimate, yet a little bit dark and gloomy, to match the vibe of the story, and color played a really important role in this film. Each of the 3 New Year's parties in the apartment had a very distinct color palette and look, and in the New Year party the second year, part of the aesthetic was lots of hanging lights and kind of a soft, warm, friendly feel. So I had the Christmas lights hanging in the background to provide a little bit of ambient light, a little bit of color, and to fit with the vibe of the second year's party, where there's different people living in the house, different guests at the party, etc. And then I used the desk lamp, this warm orange light, to not only add a little bit of fill, but also to make it feel a little bit warmer, a little bit more intimate, because these two characters, even though one of them is possessed by a ghost, he is still her boyfriend, at least to some extent. And this is a bit of an intimate moment between them where they're talking about something personal, even though they end up arguing. So I wanted the overall feel to be a little bit dark, a little bit gloomy, but yet also ever so slightly hopeful and intimate. And so in this film, like I said, the guy on the right, he is possessed by the ghost of somebody who died the previous year. And that was something that happened regularly in this film. A character who was dead would possess another character. And so I had a little lighting trick that I used every single time the ghost possessed somebody. We used a little backlight, and in some cases we would place it behind whoever was possessed, and in a few cases we even duct taped this light to their back. And it wasn't on very bright, it was just enough to give the most subtle glow or backlight to the character that was possessed. And in some scenes it's barely noticeable, in some it's noticeable a little more than others, but it was just the very subtle possession light. And so we can see the character on the right, there's the faint glow coming from behind his back. He is possessed, but the woman on the left does not know. And then in terms of framing, because the woman on the left, she's still herself, she's not possessed, she thinks she's talking to her boyfriend, and she's just trying to resolve what she thinks is a misunderstanding between them, and out of the two of them, essentially her intentions going into the scene are the purest, so to speak, so I put her closest to the light, whereas the other character, he's not who he says he is this ghost possessing the body of this girl's boyfriend, and so he is hiding more, so I put him more in shadow. Plus, he does not necessarily have the best intentions. Before he died, he had a crush on the girl who's on the left of frame. So he's not only hiding who he is, but he's also got slightly darker intentions for this scene than she does. So I put him on the right in the shadows to give him slightly more of a darker, more ominous air.